Hi friends, welcome back. This is a new segment called Know Your Role. I'm gonna teach you about your class a little bit so you don't have so much trouble getting in the arena. Let's get right into it. Let's learn some stuff together. Now let's start off with Paladin's strengths because there are quite a bit of them. Now Paladin has great defensive cooldowns in Heavenly Blessings and Holy Protection. Both are fantastic at keeping your team alive, Holy Protection being your shield, Heavenly Blessings being your damage reduction cooldown, and quite a bit of damage. And that brings me to my second point. Paladin has great damage. Now, how do you effectively do the damage when you have one of your weak points, which is super armor? Paladin does not have a lot of super armor. They have one skill that has tier 2 super armor, and that is Execution of Justice. And when that is on cooldown, you're basically a sitting duck for knockups. So how do you balance the two? Now, as a paladin, you generally want to stay in the pocket. And what I mean by the pocket, you want to be in between your team. So if your demonic is trying to range on the right side and your striker here is looking for a pick on a melee or a ranged target, you want to be pretty much in between both of them, trying to either be ready to assist one that gets a pick, or be ready to blow a defensive cooldown on somebody on your team that gets picked. Now, whether that be a Godsent Law on somebody that is currently in a combo, or a Holy Protection, and then hoping they live through said combo and moving on to a peel position, which you do have a couple good knockups as this class, and that's kind of where your peel potential is highest, is through knockups. Now, Paladin only has a few range skills, and Godsent Law being one of them, you kind of have to choose between using it for poke or using it for assistance. When you're in advantage, obviously you could use it as poke and pick potential because it has a great stagger component on it, or if you're in a defensive position, which is most of the time that you'll be using it, you're going to be using it under your target and the target that is doing damage to them at the same time. Now, you have to compensate for this on classes that can drift combos. And what I mean by drift combos that quickly move the opponent across the field. And let's circle back around to the damage portion of Paladin. Now, Paladin as a support is generally thought of as the weaker of the two supports as a quote-unquote support. Now, as a Paladin, you are almost like a hybrid. You have the support skills of a bard, but you don't have the self-defense of a bard. So what do you do to make up for that? You pump damage, dude. You pump damage. And what I mean by this is when you're looking at a fight and you see that your teammate gets a combo and you want to help them out, you want to collapse on your teammate and help do more damage, you're looking for Holy Sword combo. Or if you're looking for a pick that you get, you're looking for Holy Sword combos again. Holy Sword is the biggest part of damage that we could do to a single target in our kit. Now, generally, if you're taking Path of Light as a tripod in tier 2 of Holy Sword, it's a little bit different. You won't be doing as much damage to guarantee that you get the explosion component of Holy Sword. But if you're taking the crit tripod, which you usually are because of how much damage you could potentially do, then you have to be very, very mindful of where you place your Holy Sword, as it's one of the biggest parts of damage of our kit. Now, like I said before, Paladin is not as great defensively as a Bard is, and especially with self-defense. Bard's whole kit is about peeling, and we'll get into that more when I get into the Bard video, but I wanted to touch on that here because as a traditional support, or one of the only supports in the game, you still have to think like a Bard in a lot of situations as a Paladin. You want to save your team. You want to be that person that makes sure that everybody's living through combos they shouldn't live through. You want to have well-placed ultimates where you're peeling for your team and giving them shield. So you want to keep this mindful support nature of the Paladin in your brain, because with the support build, you're still going to pump damage. You're still going to get high numbers in arena. Real quick, let's touch on Awakening and when you want to use your Awakening. Now with Paladin, your Awakening is a massive fight turning skill. You don't want to wait too long and run out of time before you look for your optimal 3-man Awakening. You want to use it generally when you see somebody that is getting advantage on an opponent, because it's a lot harder to hit when your opponent is in control of a fight. a lot of the times, people will try and counter engage with this ultimate, and you're sitting in the air for like 3 full seconds, and somebody sees that circle appear on the ground, and they're like, okay, I'm out. I don't need to take that damage. But if they're in the middle of a combo and your teammate's knocking them up, they're like, oh snap, that's just extra damage, and this Paladin is now on top of me. Make sure you're mindful of that. This Awakening's best used offensively. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe down below. Ask any questions you have, I'll do my best to answer. And if you don't catch me over here, catch me live at twitch.tv/DJ Montague. Follow me over there, I answer questions daily. I'm here to help, so ask away. Thank you guys so much. See you in the next one.